The slap rang out across the glittering ballroom, sharp and sudden. My glasses flew from my face, clattering and shattering against the polished floor. 150 guests froze in stunned silence. My cheek throbbed, but the ache in my heart was deeper, sharper. My daughter-in-law, Victoria, had just struck me on her own wedding day, all because I refused to hand over the keys to my downtown apartment. "You're too old to need all that space," she hissed, voice dripping with contempt as her white gown swished around her. "Be reasonable for once." My son Benjamin stood beside her in his tuxedo, eyes fixed on the floor, saying nothing. No one moved to help me as I knelt, hands shaking, gathering the broken pieces of my glasses. Whispers rippled through the crowd, but not one person spoke up for the humiliated mother-in-law. I'm Margaret Ellis, 69 years old. We chose to keep our wealth hidden. Victoria entered our lives 3 years ago. Over time, the comments grew bolder. "Margaret, a woman your age shouldn't be rattling around in such a large place. Have you thought about downsizing? Benjamin and I will need room when we start a family." Benjamin, my gentle, once principled boy, began repeating her words. Family gatherings turned into gentle ambushes about my safety and future needs. I endured the jabs about my clothes, my car, my volunteer work, all disguised as concern. What they never knew was that for 4 years I had quietly covered Benjamin's spiraling debts. Credit card payments, rent gaps, even large chunks of this extravagant wedding. I thought I was helping him through a rough patch. Instead, I was enabling a lifestyle built on sand. The wedding day demand for my apartment keys was the final straw. When I refused, Victoria's mask slipped completely. The slap, the public shaming, Benjamin's silence. I walked out into the cool night air, tears blurring my vision, and something inside me shifted forever. Sitting in my old car in the venue parking lot, I dialed my longtime financial advisor, Richard. "It's time," I said, voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. "Bring everything. Meet me at the Grand Meridian Ballroom in 30 minutes. While I waited, memories flooded back. Victoria's first veiled insults. Overheard phone calls about securing the prime property. The family meeting where her parents joined Benjamin in pressuring me to sell my home for my own good, with thinly veiled threats of legal action if I became incapable. Private investigators later confirmed they were drowning in debt. 6-figure loans, maxed cards, and unsustainable rented penthouse. My apartment in the city's most desirable district was their desperate lifeline. Richard arrived exactly on time, briefcase in hand. We reviewed the documents under the parking lot lights. Immediate cessation of all secret transfers, totaling nearly $200,000 over 4 years. Cancellation of the lease guarantee I'd provided for their rental. Withdrawal of the $60,000 wedding venue payment I'd quietly backed. Each signature felt like cutting a lifeline I'd dethroned to people who'd chosen to drag me under instead. We walked back into the ballroom together. Music stopped. Heads turned. Victoria's triumphant smile faltered when she saw Richard, known in elite circles as discreet handler of substantial fortunes. In a calm, clear voice, Richard announced the termination of all financial support I had provided. He detailed the amounts, the purposes, the wedding costs now unpaid. Gasps echoed. Phones rose to record. Benjamin went pale. Victoria shrieked, "That's impossible! She's just a poor widow, look at her life." I met her eyes. "Appearances can be chosen, Victoria. Daniel and I chose simplicity to protect what mattered most. Tonight proved we were right. The danger came from within our own family." The venue manager appeared, demanding immediate settlement. Guests shifted uncomfortably as reality sank in. Benjamin begged, voice cracking, for a private solution. I refused. You made this public when you struck me in front of everyone. The truth stays public. I revealed their debts, the manipulation, the contingency plans to declare me incompetent. I amended my will on the spot, assets redirected to charities protecting seniors from exploitation. Victoria collapsed into sobs. Benjamin looked broken, finally seeing the son he'd become. As Richard and I left, my niece Sarah, Benjamin's cousin, who had always treated me with genuine warmth, rushed to us. Aunt Margaret, I had no idea what they were planning. I'm so sorry. Her honesty was a small comfort amid the wreckage. In the months that followed, their world collapsed. Eviction, bankruptcy, jobs lost amid viral videos portraying me as a symbol of quiet strength against elder abuse. Their attempts to challenge my competency failed spectacularly when evidence of their schemes surfaced. They paid steep legal fees. 6 months later, I sat in a national television studio, sharing my full story. Millions watched. Letters poured in from seniors facing similar coercion. I founded the Margaret Ellis Foundation, using redirected inheritance to provide legal aid, counseling, and advocacy for older adults targeted by family greed. 2 years on, at 71, my days are fuller than ever. The foundation has helped hundreds reclaim their homes and dignity. I mentor women who once felt powerless, teach community classes, write books that become bestsellers, all proceeds funding our work. My health has improved dramatically without the constant stress of manipulation. Benjamin reached out sporadically, always seeking help, never offering real remorse. Victoria left him after their child was born, taking most of what little they had. I established a college trust for my granddaughter, accessible when she's 18, hoping one day she seek the truth herself. I miss the son I raised, not the man greed shaped. But I've found peace, purpose, and chosen family who value me truly. My modest apartment is now filled with gratitude letters, laughter from visitors, and the quiet satisfaction of a life reclaimed. The greatest lesson? Kindness is not weakness. Boundaries are not cruelty. And no matter your age, it's never too late to stand tall and demand the respect you deserve.